Welcome back to the channel, guys and gals. Well, yes, I was supposed to go to work today, but unfortunately, because of weather and some unforeseen circumstances, that didn't happen today. But we'll be returning to work tomorrow, and well, it's gonna be a long day tomorrow. I'll put it to you that way. Maybe pulling a couple of doubles to make up for today. But anyway, so while I've been sitting here, my son's been working on his animatronics and uh, getting all of his like capacitors and resistors and stuff like that he's needing, and we're still waiting on some servos. Yep, including the circuit boards. They can see that. Hey, you gotta hold it so close they can see it. Trust
This is the other side. It's hard to make it focus.
me. Hey, for 9 years old, I'm not griping. He's becoming a hell of a electrical engineer.
And I have to take all of these all these off still.
Yeah, he's still taking all these off. He's wanting to build his own circuit board, so who am I to complain, right? And so during the mix of all this, while he's been doing that, and I've been helping him with desoldering them and pulling the stuff out so that he can reuse them. And I wanted to get a little bit more work done on the diesel tender, and so right now it's almost ready for paint. Got a few more things left to finish up on the body wise, and then pretty much the diesel tender will be done. Again, people have asked, what is a diesel tender? Well, a diesel tender is a tender from a steam locomotive that was converted to use strictly water and oil or diesel fuel. These was used on like commuter trains because a lot of your passenger cars back then were still uh, steam heated. There was others that were used for long distance trains, a train that needed to go straight through, wasn't going to have time to stop. So that's what these diesel tenders were built for. And sometimes they were a long tender, sometimes they were a short tender, just varied. In fact, I understand there's a Western Pacific one that is actually still in preservation somewhere up in the Midwest, mid Northwest, somewhere. I don't didn't really catch the name of the town, but I do know it's up in the Midwest somewhere. Um, and it was actually used in both the service of passenger trains and in the maintenance of way trains. So you got to have a lot of variation that where you can kind of play with stuff. He likes my little vacuum as he's cleaning up his desk. At least he cleans up his desk. So that's what a diesel tender's for. Now there is a couple things I still have left to do. I still got to make the headlight or the tail light for the tender. Still got some detail parts to make, and then of course get it ready for paint. Now what I'm fixing to show y'all is not the finishing of the tender for the Santa Fe. It hasn't been painted yet, but the first one was actually meant for the Santa Fe. And what you're seeing right now is actually behind the Hadley Special locomotive. And I do really recommend y'all go check out Gus Hadley. It's Lunatic from Arno, uh, 74, 75, something like that. I'll have to go look it up again. Um, but he has a very interesting channel. Go check him out. Great guy. And he is just a man full of wealth of knowledge. So anyways, let me flip the camera around, and that way y'all can see what's going on. So here we go. So we got the Hadley Special, which I am currently waiting to hopefully be able to pick up another one of these soon. And there is the diesel tender behind it. That is what most railroads started following after Western Pacific. They're like, hey, diesel tender? Why not? We see them today just on the Union Pacific that we know that was once behind the turbines and now then once behind, well, let's see. Well, it's been behind the 484. It's been behind the turbine. And it's also been behind the Big Boy and the Challenger. So That is a diesel tender. That's how they originally looked. Sometimes shorter, sometimes longer, but for the most part, that's exactly what they look like. So we're going to do a running video with this one, just so y'all can see it as it would be. And we're going to throw some passenger cars behind it. We're going to probably throw my MTH behind it this time around. So we will check that out here in just a minute. We'll get another video out on that and go from there. So I will see y'all here on the next video, just a few minutes while we're doing this, getting everything ready. I'll see y'all then.